Geek Speak show at Con-Volution 2013. It's happening. We're here. You guys heard him on the show. Here he is. You can see him now. Tycho. Hey, Tycho. How's it going?
Hey. I'm all right. How are you?
So, how's it going? Second day, but how's it going so far?
We're really busy. Reg is slammed, so there's a lot more people, I think, than we had expected, even on a day-to-day basis. But it's going really well. Things are smooth.
A good problem to have.
Yeah, it's the good problem to have is having more people than you had planned for. But it's a lot of work. But I think people are having a really good time.
Second year as it's happening now. So for the people who are saying, what's Con-Volution? What is it all about? What is Con-Volution?
We're a sci-fi fantasy media genre convention, and we kind of are the all-encompassing big tent of fandom. So we're trying to bring in people that are into costuming, the actual hard science fiction, fantasy as well. This year is a very fantasy-oriented theme. But we have a lot of panels and other events that are either fun or they are for professional development or hobbyists to take that next step into going from fan to pro.
And hopefully this will be an event that goes on for years. Which panels do you want to feature more? Just the hey, look, for example, this year you got the Frauds on. Look, it's the Frauds up there. Or is it more, like you said, it's kind of like a do-it-yourself, how to break into this?
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the general year-to-year thing. I think the panels or the events that we're really trying to focus on at this point is building on more hands-on workshops, things that you can work on at the convention, take home with you, get into chainmail or get into mask making all on your own. But I think the hands-on stuff is really what our attendees are looking for at this point.
And there's also, what would you call it? Not like an exhibit floor like what you find at regular cons, but there is what you call the marketplace.
Yep. We have a marketplace and a gallery. The marketplace is what most conventions call the dealer's den or dealer's room. We have a lot of vendors that are all hand selected. They apply, and we go through and the convention itself will jury which ones are most appropriate, both for our theme, what we think our customers will like, and then to make sure that we keep changing up what kind of vendors we have in there. So you'll see different stuff in there every year, along with some of the stuff that you really want to see year after year. Many of the things that are in the dealer's room are kind of specific to the theme. So for instance, we have a mask ball this year. That's a big event for us. And so we have people that are selling masks and various things that go with that kind of costuming need for the customers. But the gallery has a lot of art in it. You can either just show your art or you can actually put stuff up for commission sale. And we've actually got a lot of art that's been sold at this point. So it's different, but still kind of the same thing that you're looking for when you go to a sci-fi fantasy con.
Now, this is second year and you're pretty busy, a good busy. If somebody wants to be part on a panel or they want to take part somehow in for next year's, how would they do that?
Right now, the form is closed, but on our website we have a form where you can suggest someone else or yourself as a guest. You can volunteer to actually lead or present a panel. There was a gentleman that applied this year actually to do Epic Resume Go. And so he came in and he's using storytelling techniques to help people build their professional resume. And we got that as a submission through our website. So if you go to con-volution.com, there's a section under convention where you can make program suggestions. And that way we collect them all and then we start working on the program for next year.
Give us the website one more time.
con-volution.com. So it's the mathematical term, but there's con and a hyphen in there.
So Tycho, again, we were pretty busy. It's second year. Con-Volution 2013. If you're watching, by the time you watch this, you have one more day, Sunday, to come in, and then there's always next year.
But let's change it a little bit. I'm going to change it up a little bit. What's the whole idea behind people who actually believe that there could be a zombie outbreak in reality? Well, I was doing a book signing at a bookstore called Dark Delicacies down in Burbank, and at the book signing I was doing it with F. Paul Wilson and this guy, I can't remember his name. He wrote a nonfiction book about how to survive a zombie apocalypse, and he had this sport coat on, this blazer, and he created this emblem and this whole group and stuff, and sincerely believed. I talked to him for a little while we were doing the sign, in between signing books and stuff, and he said it wasn't a joke to him. he sincerely believed in what he wrote about and that the zombie apocalypse was inevitable and that we should be ready for it.
Well, I think.
And I think there is a counterculture out there that maybe, I don't know if they're living in Montana with the survivalists or what.
I mean, it's the same group
But-
who have the tinfoil hats as well.
Well,
I think.
what's
something-
that deal? What
Well, I think it's just.
sparks that?
Well, I think something like that is very credible as far as like a worldwide pandemic.
Right.
All you need is like someone to weaponize.
Is it kind of like the AIDS thing?
Well,
That
it's
if
more
AIDS
that-
is possible,
and
so
pretty much
zombies?
If rabies became airborne, that's what would happen. What would happen? And if someone
Okay.
weaponized it, of course, flu with rabies or Ebola. That's
Okay.
That
So
would happen.
it also feeds into government conspiracy
Right.
and what they're doing in labs and possibly letting it loose, whether accidentally or not.
All this stuff.
Are you sure he wasn't playing the shtick?
I don't think so.
I don't
If-
think-
You know what? If he was playing a shtick, he was doing a really good job.
I was gonna say,
Well,
More power to
Because
him.
if he was at a book signing, I would be committed. If my whole bit
Right.
was to lay on into the zombie,
Right.
survival guide, kind of like, no, I take zombie things seriously.
Well,
I would
this is
commit
really,
to
the
Yeah, but
weird thing
I'm
is
with
that-
you.
But
I mean,
know
anything's
there are
possible.
people, I know there are
Really is-
people out there that
We have,
follow that as well.
It's the Geek Speak Show covering Con-Volution 2013 here with a guest that you guys have heard a couple of times on the show now, and you get to see him, Fred Wiehe. Hi, Fred. How you doing?
Good. Hi, Henry. Nice to see you.
Good to see you finally.
Your wife behind the camera.
Yeah. So, like I said, we just finished. Well, I've been running back and forth, but we just finished the panel on something that we've discussed on the show a few times, and that's why are zombies so popular? Why do they continue to be so popular? Without giving us a summary of the whole panel, what came out of it? Why are they so popular nowadays?
I think zombies are always going to be popular. They always have been, and I think they always will be because they kind of represent our culture. Zombies are, they sort of represent us. We look at ourselves sometimes as zombies, shuffling through life in our everyday jobs, following politicians who lead us off cliffs. The doldrum of not thinking for ourselves. And I think that zombies gives us permission to basically kind of kill ourselves and who we are and become something new and not be zombies. And I think that's one of the reasons why zombies are always popular. That and the fact that they're just scary as hell. Can I say that word?
Yeah, and like you said, they're us. Or it could be our kids, our family, or whatever. So that's one panel. You also have another panel later on. We'll talk about that one.
Okay, that one is at 3:00. If you're out there and you're going to run here, no, it's at 3:00. It's about using your dreams or your nightmares in your creative work. And how we can use our fantasies and our dreams and nightmares to create things in the real world. Stories, movies, video games, we all connect with our subconscious.
Yeah, and you use that a lot in your book. So talk about some of the books that you've written.
Well, Alaric Monster Hunter actually started that way. Alaric was a name that my wife had seen on a World War I monument. And she came home one day and said, I've got this great name for a character for you, Alaric or Alaric, however you want to pronounce it. And I said, yeah, that is a great name for a character, but where's the story? And she goes, well, that's for you to come up with. You're the writer. I gave you the name. And it was about a week later, I actually had a dream about Alaric, the person I based my novel on. He came to me in a dream. And I had this dream about this dark figure who was chasing monsters and hunting them down, and that's where that whole novel was born from. Started with the name, went to a dream, and came out of me as a novel. So yeah, I do use, and I actually have a short story in Holiday Madness that I woke up in the middle of the night, the Halloween box. I woke up in the middle of the night. I had dreamt about it and jumped up and wrote it down as fast as I could, as much as I could remember, because I knew if I went back to sleep, I wouldn't remember the next day.
Alaric, I can say a very good novel. Thanks for that. You gave me one of those. The sequel, Zero Sin, you're working on that one.
I'm working on that one. Yeah, he's such a great character that I really couldn't contain him in one story, one novel. There's a lot in his backstory. Why he's 200 years. He's a 200-year-old gypsy. How he can be 200 years old. Why he's 200 years old. And also there's this whole thing about his claim to the king of the gypsy throne and why he doesn't want it. And a lot of gypsy legend and lore. So that's going to come up in Zero Sin. And also, without giving anything away, the zombies are going to come back in Zero Sin. And these different kinds of zombies that were made from the work of a mad doctor, basically.
We're back to the zombies again.
Yeah, so we're back to zombies.
See, now, it's easy for me to say because I don't have to write the thing, but I can see this as a 12, even more book series, Alaric, because I like the character. I want to see where he goes and what he does.
Yeah, I love him. He's probably one of maybe the best character I've ever created. And I do have a third novel planned for him called Curse of the Gypsies, working title Curse of the Gypsies. So his story is going to go on. I don't know if it'll go past three books, but I do have a third book planned as well.
Yeah, looking for that. A lot of stuff coming from Fred Wiehe. You can find it on the website. Give us the websites and everything.
FredWiehe.com. Wiehe is spelled Wiehe. Run it all together, FredWiehe.com, or just Google my name and it'll get you there.
And very good books. I can say that. So thanks, Fred.
Thank you.